Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Tucker. I want to talk about division with fractions. I know that working with fractions is overwhelming for everybody because people don't understand it. So what I want to do is I want to make a series of smaller videos so the whole thing isn't totally overwhelming. Take it piece by piece, and I want to show you exactly what we're doing with models. Okay, so this is the first video. First, I want to talk about the definition of division. Here, let's use an example of 8 divided by 2. 8, the number that you're starting off with, how many you're starting with, is called the dividend. Dividing it by 2, 2 is called your divisor. And then when you get an answer, the answer is called the quotient. Okay? The first definition of division is I'm going to take those 8 pennies and I'm going to divide them into 2 equal groups. How many pennies are in each group? Well, you can see there's 4. Here's another way of looking at division. I start off with those 8 pennies. I'm going to divide it such that there's 2 pennies in each group. How many groups do I have? I have 4 groups. So there's 2 different ways to look at division, and either way gives you the same answer. Okay? This video, I want to talk about taking a whole number and dividing it by a unit fraction. A unit fraction means that your numerator is 1. Once again, 2, the number I'm starting off with, is my dividend. The guy that's doing the dividing is called the divisor, and our answer is called what? Quotient. Okay, I'm starting off with 2 holes. Here's my 2 holes, the 2 blues. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide each of those 2 holes into 1/3 size pieces. How many pieces do I get? Well, you can see from the model, if I take the 2 holes, divide them into 1/3 size pieces, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I get 6 pieces. How do we do that mathematically? You know, because eventually you're going to want to do away with the models. So I'm taking a look at our dividend, our divisor, and our quotient. And the first thing students typically do is they take the dividend and make it a fraction by putting it over 1. So 2 is the same as 2 divided by 1, or 2 over 1. Now I've got 2 over 1 and 1 over 3, and I know my answer is 6. And I know that 2 times 3 gives me 6. So let's take the divisor and flip it upside down. We're going to find the reciprocal of 1/3, which is 3 over 1. Are we getting closer to that answer of 6? Yeah, if we multiply numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator, we get 6 divided by 1, which is the same as 6. Interesting. Let's try it again. This time I'm going to take 3 and divide it by 1/4. So I have my 3 holes. Each of the 3 holes are going to be divided into 1/4 size pieces. How many pieces do I get? Yeah, you can see from the model we have 4 pieces here, and 4 pieces here, and 4 pieces here. 3 groups of 4 is 12. How do we do that mathematically? Well, I see a 3, I see a 4, and I see a 12. Let's turn the 3 into a fraction by putting it over 1. I need my answer to be 12. Let's take the divisor, flip it over, which means I'm going to take its reciprocal, which is 4 over 1. And if I multiply these 2 fractions together, I'm going to do numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator, and I get 12 over 1, which simplifies to 12. And I could do a whole bunch more examples, and we'll do the exact same thing every time. We're going to take the divisor, the number doing the dividing, the second number in the problem, and we're going to flip it over and change it to a multiplication problem. All right? I hope this helped you with dividing a whole number by a fraction.